may we accomplish our purposes. I now declare this session of the 94th Kansas FFA Convention duly open for the transaction of business or attention to any matters which may properly be presented. Did you know that the farthest ever recorded flight of a chicken is 301.5 feet? Yeah, me neither. But, but your Session 7 chair is full of random, crazy fun facts just like this that keep us all questioning the world around us. A fierce advocate for agriculture with a passion for educating others, your next session chair is up for any challenge. It is my pleasure to introduce to you your Session 7 chair and your 2021-2022 State FFA Vice President, Rachel Sebesta. Thank you, Ashley. Welcome FFA members and guests to the 7th and final session of the 94th Kansas FFA Convention. You hear that? That melody drifting through the air? That beat tingling up your spine? Every summer, there are those songs that fill the airways and you can't help but sing along to. These summer bops get you to roll your windows down, turn the music up, and scream the lyrics along until you lose your voice. They make you tap your feet, bob your head, and blast them on repeat until your mom tells you to change the music. Some of us choose to dance to them wildly, and others prefer to go on a run with them. Any way you listen to them, these songs make you want to get up and enjoy the summer months with your friends and family. Just like our quintessential summer bops, individuals and chapters across the state have poured their hearts and hard work into creating their own perfect songs. In this session, we will recognize those who have created their own summer bops in their respective genres and have devoted their time, talent, and energy into developing and excelling in their work. Our Kansas FFA band and chorus will perform and give us the perfect backing instrumentals and synth to get us humming along. Our very own Kansas FFA President, Ashley Chandler, will get the crowd on her feet with her rocking retiring address. We will recognize the chapters that lay down a driving baseline across the areas of growing leaders, building communities, and strengthening agriculture with a presentation of the Triple Crown Award. The most ear-catching bass lines in their supervised agricultural experiences will be distinguished during our Stars Over Kansas pageant. Lastly, we will be introduced to the individuals who step up as our lead singers for their year of service as the 2022-2023 Kansas FFA officers. FFA members and guests, let's warm up our voices, break out our best dance moves, and get ready to groove into summer as we bounce into the final session. We couldn't have a summer bop without a rocking instrumental behind it, driving our lyrics and making our heart sleep when the right note hits. Some backing tracks include a jazzy piano placed at just the right spot, and some intro with catchy guitar chords that make you just want to strum along. But instead of me listening to me talk about music, let's have this next group of individuals show us how it's done. With their passion and dedication over this past week. For decades, the Kansas FFA Band has been impressing us with some awesome tunes that excite and energize McCain Auditorium. Let's have them lay down the perfect instrumental and jive us into the mood we need for our summer bop. FFA members and guests, please join me in welcoming the 2022 Kansas FFA Band to the stage, directed by Yvonne Colley-Burden and Alex McMahon, and sponsored by Blue and Gold Sausage.
afternoon, Kansas FFA. My name is Katina Bartle from the Holton FFA chapter, and we want to welcome you to our final concert of this year's convention. Our first selections feature patriotic, blues, and symphonic styles. America the Beautiful is one of the most beloved and popular of American patriotic songs. Its lyrics were originally published as a poem in the 1875 by English professor Catherine Lee Bates, who was inspired by the sights of her country during a summer trip to Pikes Peak. The melody was composed in 1882 by organist Samuel Ward. Blues Machine featured a little bit of the music from the Blues Brothers and other blues styles. Darkland's March was one of the first movements of Randall Standridge's Darkland Symphony. This march walks a fine line between dark, brooding sound and regal melodies.
Our final selection will feature Spy Theme, country, and a K-State favorite. Hi, my name is Jacob Hewitt of the Holton FFA chapter. When you think of old TV and movie spy shows, Mission Impossible, Get Smart, The Pink Panther, The Wild, Wild West, and James Bond theme songs all come to mind. Even though there are different actors and plots, the spy theme music remains mostly the same. Secret Agent Man is based on the 1960s spy theme by Johnny Rivers. One of the best-known old-time cowboy and western songs, Home on the Range, started out as a poem written by Dr. Brewster Higley, who lived near Smith Center. It was later set to music, and on April 8, 1947, the Kansas legislature voted to make Home on the Range the official state song. Legend says hobos believed that when another hobo died, a death coach called the Wabash Cannonball would come for his soul and carry him to his reward. The Wabash is popular in the Big 12 Conference and is a huge K-State student and Cat fan favorite. In fact, the Wabash was the only piece of music that survived a fire in the building that housed the KSU Band Library in 1969.
All right, Kansas FFA, put your hands together for our final tune of the evening, the Wabash Cannonball.
With the beginnings of our instrumental track for our summer bop, we are all getting excited for the beginning of summer. The members and guests in this auditorium have come from all different walks in life, yet we are united by our shared passion for music and excellence. Mr. McMahon and Ms. Collie Burden, on behalf of the Kansas FFA Association, we thank you for all of your hard work this week and present you with these as tokens of our appreciation. Please welcome Maggie Chandler to the stage for a very special introduction.
For those of you that know my sister, Ashley has a true love for all things agronomy and FFA. Now, Ashley could also be described as determined ambitious, and goal-oriented. I can also say that she is one of the most dedicated and driven individuals I know. On the other hand, being stuck at home with her during a pandemic as our senior year got cut short, we were both a little tired of each other, to say the least. But as soon as I realized, once she moved out, that I needed her more than I thought. Ashley's the type of person who is willing to talk to you at any time, will always be cheering for you, and can bring out the drive in a person that they didn't know that they had. I'm proud to introduce to you your 2021-2022 State FFA President and my big sister, Ashley Chandler.
When I was little, I spent a lot of time at my grandma's house. She only lived a mile down the road, so stopping by was a near daily occurrence. During these frequent visits, my grandma and I did all the cool grandma things. We made brownies and milkshakes, we watched movies together, and we did a lot of housework. Now, I was an energetic child, and I thought cleaning the house was the most fun anyone could ever have, ever. And my favorite job was sweeping the floor. I mean, I had the coolest multicolored broom anyone had ever seen. I would carefully and meticulously sweep all the dirt into one corner so that my grandma could see just how much I'd swept up. One day when I arrived at my grandma's house, she remarked, "Gosh, I really need to sweep these floors today." My eyes lit up, and I ran for the broom closet shouting, "I will, I will, I will." In that moment, it felt simple. Someone needed something done, and I knew that I could do it. And so I did. One of my favorite childhood stories is the story of the little red hen. In the story, the hen lives with her friends, a cat, a dog, and a mouse. All the animals love to lay around the house all day, leaving the little red hen to do all the housework. Now, throughout the story, the little red hen decides to ask for help from her friends to do various tasks to make a cake. And when she asks, "Who will help me with this?" her friends are quick to respond, "Not I. And so, despite their unwillingness, the little red hen decides that she will do the work. And so, she does. In the end, the little red hen captures the attention of her friends when she has a delicious cake to eat. When we look back on this story, the little red hen was the first one willing to step up and say, "I will," and do the hard work necessary to make it happen. When she took initiative, her friends quickly began to realize what kind of rewards there were at the end of the day. A whole lot of cake. In life, there's a lot of things for us to do. There's a lot of cake to be made. Good things require hard work. And if we want to make these things happen, someone has to be the first to step up and say, "I will." And in the best scenario, that's us. But sometimes when there's cake to be made or things to be done, we assume that someone else is already doing it, or that someone else will get started making a change. Now, maybe we just feel unqualified, or like we aren't in the right place to start making our dream a reality. Or maybe we just don't even know what the first steps are to make our goal happen. We spend a whole lot of time waiting on other people to get started making a change. But when we are the ones willing to step up and say, "I will," people notice. People notice, and then they want to join us. If we want to make a change, have an impact, or strengthen our own skills, our initiative is what will set us apart. So, what do you want to do? What change do you want to make? Do you want to have more fun events to do as a member in your FFA chapter? Say I will by dreaming up a new event and volunteering to plan it for your chapter. Do you want to start an SAE or build on one you already have? Say I will by applying for a grant or calling your supervisor and asking for more responsibilities. Do you want to strengthen your skills in a career development event? Say I will by telling your advisor that you want to come in before and after school to seriously make it happen. We can take charge of the changes we want to see in our lives. We can make these things happen, and step one is committing to doing them. Complaining doesn't create change. Change is made by those who say they'll do it. If we want to make these things happen, if we want to make good things happen for other people, we have to be the ones willing to step up and say, I will. And once we say, I will, there's still a whole lot of things to do. After all, the line from the Little Red Hen says, and so she did. Throughout the past year, I have loved sharing my passion for all things Disney with my teammates and with all of you. One of my favorite quotes from Walt Disney himself says this: "Whatever you do it well. Do it so well that when people see you do it, they want to come back and see you do it again." Walt Disney is an example of someone who said, I will, and then made it happen. But Walt didn't just make any movie or just any theme park. He made movies and parks with thousands of hidden details that pushed the limits of what was possible and that exceed guest expectations every single time. Walt Disney set himself apart because he cared about the smallest of details. When making his films, he would send thousands of frames back to the drawing board with critiques. His company literally invented new colors in order to dazzle the eyes of guests. And the company still takes great care when hiding fun, hidden details in the movies for viewers to discover. Walt Disney made things happen because he exceeded expectations. If we want to make things happen, we have to care about the little things. But I know when we think about details in our own lives, they have a seemingly small impact. Details like the classes we take, the FFA events we attend, and the people we interact with may not seem like any big deal in our daily lives. But even a small adjustment to any one of these things can create huge waves of impact that can affect the people we interact with, the memories we make, and even our future career choice. These small changes to little details have the powerful potential to create real impact in the world. Think back to those things that you want to do, the things that you want to accomplish. We often want to create big changes overnight. But how does that normally go for us? We get distracted, problems arise, and we end up right back where we started. The best way to create change or to do anything is step by step, or rather, detail by detail. If we want to have FFA events that our chapter members enjoy, we should start by asking their opinions. If we want more people to attend our chapter banquet, we should start by sending out a meaningful invitation. And if we want our Green Hen members to feel welcome in FFA, we should start by simply saying hello. We can make changes happen in our chapter as long as we are the ones willing to acknowledge that we are responsible for making things happen. We can use our inspiration from this week to seriously raise the bar in our chapters. If we care enough to complain, we certainly care enough to do something about it. Will we be the ones to step up and say, I will? What are the small details that can make the biggest impact? We can all dream up ideas, but the true power lies in doing things. We can make good things happen for other people. We can make our contributions matter. Get up and do something. Get up and say, I will.
Ashley, you enter each room with the passion to make each member feel needed, wanted, and appreciated. Your fashion sense, willingness to try the gray stuff, obsession with agronomic plants, and love of all things Disney pale in comparison to your love for this organization. For as many sets of Mickey Mouse ears that you own, you've played far more roles for our team this year. It is a genuine blessing to call you our teammate and our friend. Kansas FFA members and guests, it is our honor to present your 2021-2022 Kansas FFA President, Ashley Chandler. Please join me in welcoming some of the people who have inspired and prepared Ashley for her year of service to Kansas FFA members.
Mom and Dad, thank you for being along on this ride of a lifetime. Mom, thank you for always answering the phone to listen about whatever minor inconvenience I've encountered that day. You're my mom and my best friend, all wrapped into one person. Dad, thank you for always putting on your most stylish Hawaiian shirt to match with our family outfits, and for always feeding the animals when I'm gone. I literally couldn't do it without you all. Kansas FFA, it is my honor to present to you my parents, Eric and Jackie Chandler, as I bestow upon them their honorary state FFA degree. Mr. Larison, Mr. Sherrod, and Ms. Collison, thank you all so much for your continued support of my crazy ideas and big dreams. You all have shown me how to become the best version of myself, and I am so thankful for that. You all encouraged me to take on the big projects that taught me the value of the details. You all have shown me how to make my dreams become a reality, and I cannot thank you enough for that. Kansas FFA, it is my privilege to introduce you to my district advisor, Mr. Larison, and from Neodesha FFA, Ms. Collison and Mr. Sherrod. Mrs. Erickson, Mr. West, and Mr. Davis, thank you all so much for your continued support of the Neodesha FFA chapter. You all have shown your appreciation for our organization and have continued to support my investment in FFA. I am truly grateful for your continued support of our growing community in Neodesha. Kansas FFA, it is my honor to present to you my administrators, Mrs. Erickson, Mr. West, and Mr. Davis.
Thank you for your continued investment in Ashley and in Kansas FFA. Members and guests, please join me in a final round of applause as these extraordinary individuals exit the stage. The Kansas FFA Foundation supports the state association through cultivating strong relationships with industry partners and generous supporters. As our foundation and association have both grown, there are countless opportunities ahead for us, and the future vision for Kansas FFA is bright. We would now like to recognize Mrs. Hallie Nett, Chair of the Kansas FFA Foundation, to share an exciting announcement.
The Kansas FFA Foundation is honored to be a partner with the Kansas FFA Association. The foundation exists to ensure that agriculture education and FFA programming have the financial support to be successful. Some of you may recall in 2017, we stood right up here on this stage to announce our first $1 million gift from Rick and Bonnie Mailer. Well, today, it gives me great pleasure to announce our second $1 million gift from Tom and Maggie Hemmer. It is exciting to share this as part of our recent campaign launch, Our Youth, Our Future, Our Kansas FFA. Some of you may recall Tom as the past president of our Kansas FFA in '85 and '86, and our recent chair for the Kansas FFA Foundation Board. So with further ado, I will let Tom share his passion of the FFA.
Hallie, thank you so much, and it's delightful to be here. It's delightful to be back at the FFA convention and feel the energy of this room. So congratulations to you all for an outstanding state convention. As Hallie said, my name's Tom Hemmer. I was a member of the Salina FFA in the early 80s and ended up as a state officer in 1985, 86, and I've had an interesting career since then and had many blessings. And most of them flow back to a great FFA experience that I had. And so I feel very blessed and feel an obligation to continue to support FFA and their programs and students. As Hallie said, I was on the FFA Foundation Board for about 10 years, the last 2 years as chair. Incidentally, the last thing our board did before I left the board was to hire Beth Gaines, and that was a great decision. So let's have a shout out to Beth. She's doing a great job, and one of my last conversations with Beth before I left the board was, now might be not, this was 2017, it may not be the right time now because you've got a lot of other high priority things to accomplish and get settled in your new job. But eventually we're going to need to do a big capital campaign by the foundation, but on behalf of the Kansas FFA Association, so that we would have a robust financial vehicle to support the operations of the association, the employees of the association, and various other expenses and programming. And as luck would have it, when Beth made the decision that the time was right, she gave me a call. And I was happy to meet with her, and it didn't take me long to agree to be the lead gift on the campaign. And so I guess the question could be, why do you feel so strongly about helping FFA? And to explain that, I would tell another FFA story. Most good things in my life trace back to FFA, and this one does too. I was at the District Officers Conference at K-State Union in the fall of 1984, I guess, and our keynote speaker at the banquet that night was the National FFA President, Ron Weiniger. And Ron is from Kansas, and it was really exciting to be there to see him speak. He gave a wonderful speech. And in his speech, he quoted a Bible verse that was obscure to me, and it stuck with me ever since then. It's Luke 12:48, and it says, "For unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall be much required. To those who men have committed much, of him they will ask the more." And for the longest time, that was the only Bible verse I knew by heart, or at least the only one with more than one sentence. And it stuck with me, and I've always felt like, you know, God's going to give you blessings and challenges in life. And if you can appreciate the blessings and overcome the challenges and have some success, the answer isn't congratulations. The answer is, what are you going to do to bless other people? And so my challenge to you all as you go forward in your FFA experience, take those experiences with you, and as you have success, think of ways that you can bless others in ways that you've been blessed. So thank you all for being here, and congratulations on a successful convention.
Thank you, Mr. Hemmer, for believing in Kansas FFA and supporting the future of American agriculture. Your generous contribution will not only allow us to continue the work that we already do, but will also provide for new and exciting opportunities looking ahead. On behalf of all FFA members, advisors, and guests, thank you for supporting Kansas FFA. One of the most essential parts of any song is the beat. It might be a kick drum playing alone, a trap set powering its way through the chorus, or the flare of a tambourine, just to mix things up a little bit. This catchy part of the song gets our feet tapping, blood pumping, and I think I see a couple heads bobbing out there in the audience. Just like the beat and rhythm of our summer bop, chapters across our state lay a strong foundation in their schools and communities. They drive their students to success through hard work and dedication, give back to those around them, and empower everyone with the message of agriculture. In all three genres of the National Chapter Award, these chapters have earned a Grammy in growing leaders, building communities, and strengthening agriculture. This afternoon, we will recognize the top 10 chapters in the state through the Triple Crown Award. The top chapter will receive the Bob Garlow Memorial Trophy. Please direct your attention to the screen as we review the trophy's prestigious past and honorable beginnings.
The Bob Garlow Trophy has been awarded each year to the outstanding FFA chapter in the state of Kansas. The trophy was named after Bob Garlow, a state FFA officer who lost his life on April 20th, 1974, at the age of 19. It was designed by then state FFA President Ron Wilson and his fellow officers. The emblems on the traveling trophy represent the various aspects of his life that he excelled in during his short time here on Earth. The corn stands for his great interest in agriculture and love of the farm. Bob was born on February 1st, 1955 in Concordia, Kansas, along with his twin brother, Bill. He quickly learned both a strong work ethic as well as love and excitement for life that is instilled on a close-knit family farm. Through the Concordia FFA chapter, he was able to rapidly develop and excel, receiving many honors and awards. But one of his most natural talents was exhibited in public speaking. Words typically used to describe Bob's personality always included enthusiastic, dynamic, fun-loving, a motivator, and a real people person. All these traits were demonstrated not just in his inspirational FFA speeches, but in his everyday life, striving always to be the best that he could be. This emblem stands for his outstanding leadership, serving as local vice president, as district president, as well as being elected president at the Washington, D.C. FFA Leadership Conference. At the time of his death, he was serving as the state reporter, which is represented by the flag. He was also an outstanding leader in many other high school and church activities, and was serving as a freshman class officer in his first year in college. His quick smile and constant positive attitude allowed him to lead by example, having a contagious effect on all those around him. The cross depicts his strong Christian faith, as he had a deep personal commitment to Jesus Christ. The final emblem stands for his outstanding musical ability. As a young boy at the age of 9, his family formed a young boys quartet. Bob was the lead singer and later became the MC for the group. They sang together for 9 years, traveling over a 9-state area. All 4 boys were very involved in FFA, including his twin brother Bill and his first cousin Don Garlow, who became the Star Farmer of Kansas in 1972. The quartet won numerous musical awards at the state and national FFA conventions over their 4-year high school careers. Bob also sang in the national FFA chorus. Upon entering Mid-American Nazarene College in Olathe as a biology major, Bob was selected to the prestigious musical group, the Young and Free, who traveled extensively over the mid-portion of America representing their college. From within this group, he also formed a men's trio with his first cousin and roommate, and this energetic trio quickly became a favorite with their audiences. On April 19, 1974, they traveled to western Kansas to sing for a church youth banquet. It was during their flight home from this concert the next day that they perished in a plane crash. Though his life was short, he will be long remembered in the hearts of those he touched. The FFA insignia on this tombstone bears witness to this day his love for the FFA and stands as an inspiration to a new generation to be the best you can be.
Please welcome the top 10 chapters being recognized for the Triple Crown Award. We are honored to have Bob Garlow's first cousin, Don Garlow, to present the Garlow Memorial Trophy along with a generous cash donation to the award-winning FFA chapter. Don farms in Concordia, Kansas, and was the state Star Farmer in 1972. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Don Garlow. Please step forward as your chapter is called. Mr. Secretary, please read the names of the top 10 chapters in their ranking order.
For the National Chapter Triple Crown Award, the top 10 chapters in ranking order are: in 10th place, the Hayes FFA Chapter. In 9th place, the Chapman FFA Chapter. Earning 8th place is the Oxford FFA Chapter. Receiving 7th place is the Arkansas City FFA Chapter. In 6th place is the Royal Valley FFA Chapter. Placing 5th is the Sedan FFA Chapter. Earning 4th place is the Udall FFA Chapter. The 3rd place chapter for the Triple Crown Award is the Riverton FFA Chapter. In 2nd place is the Holton FFA Chapter. And the 2022 Triple Crown Award winning chapter is the Ellsworth FFA chapter. Congratulations to all of our Triple Crown Award finalists.
Let's congratulate all of our award winners one more time. Within the world of summer bops, a majority of the songs that have reached critical acclaim over the past decades include sounds produced by synthesizers, or synth. These musical instruments can produce a variety of different sounds, and personally, I think synth adds a little something extra to the overall sound of the song. Much like these extraordinary instruments, the following individuals are capable of performing a wide range of sounds in many different genres. Over the last week, the Kansas FFA Chorus has been practicing and preparing a number of songs to showcase to us, and we now have the privilege of listening to them add a little something extra to our final session. Join me in welcoming the Kansas FFA Chorus to the stage, sponsored by Blue and Gold Sausage and under the direction of Dr. Ann Gaspin from Kansas Wesleyan University and accompanied by Dr. Gustavo Ducarmo.
I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to
first song is from the musical Dear Evan Hansen, titled You Will Be Found, arranged by Mac Huff. The soloists are Vonda Landwehr from Medicine Lodge and Jacob Brown from Minneapolis.
We'll follow that with Remember Me from the movie Coco, arranged by Robert Emerson. The soloist is Jasmine Benning from South Barber.
We hope you had a great convention. Our final piece will be Keep the Beat from the movie Vivo, arranged by Andy Beck. Our soloists are Jacob Brown from the Minneapolis chapter and Kirsten Morgan from Pike Valley.
Have you ever felt like nobody was there? Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? Have you ever felt like you could disappear? Like you could fall and no one would hear?
So let that lonely feeling wash away, 'cause maybe there's a reason to believe you'll be okay. And when you don't feel strong enough to stand, you can reach out your hand. And someone will come running, and I know they'll take you home. Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you
say goodbye, remember me. I sing a secret song to you each night we are apart. Remember me.
The plan was get two of us. Next thing you know, the two of us are floating, drifting somewhere new.
She said we'd take a shortcut. I'm trying to be a good sport, but I don't see how we make it through. Remember the size of the world before. It was you and I, just you and I. But now the horizon holds so much more, and it's do or die. It's do or die.
Listening to these dedicated individuals perform unifies our membership and makes us appreciate the countless hours you have put into developing the skills of our Kansas FFA chorus. Dr. Ann Gassman and Dr. Gustavo De Carmo, from the bottom of our hearts at Kansas FFA, thank you for all of your hard work this week, and we present you with these tokens of our appreciation. Thank you. Please join me in congratulating the members of the 2022 Kansas FFA Chorus for an outstanding performance. While we already have our beat, instrumental, and synthesizers, we are still missing one essential part of the backing track of our summer bop. The bass line of a song often adds that extra zest that makes it so catchy. It's the part that gets the groove of the music started. It can be played on a bass guitar, cello, or keyboard, but it builds off of the beat to create a strong foundation for our track. Much like our bass line, a select group of prominent individuals in Kansas FFA have built off of their chapter experiences and gotten into the groove with their supervised agricultural experiences during their FFA careers. SAEs are individualized projects that students undertake to supplement their classroom instruction. The following individuals have put in many dollars and hours of hard work into their SAEs. This highly successful group of students are known by their title of District Stars. Each of the 15 District Stars will be receiving a $40 cash award and a plaque. The state stars in each area this afternoon will also receive a $300 cash award. Our appreciation is also offered to Mr. Bill Harland for producing and editing these videos. Kansas FFA members and guests, let's get excited to celebrate these outstanding individuals in the Stars Over Kansas pageant. The Stars Over Kansas pageant. The Stars Over Kansas pageant showcases members who have performed outside of their comfort zones to excel in their supervised agricultural experience programs. Let's take a moment to thank our sponsor of the Stars Over Kansas pageant and luncheon, Farm Credit Associations of Kansas. Please turn your attention to the screen as we are introduced to the 2022 Star in Agribusiness.
Hi, my name is Carly Albright, and I am from the Royal Valley FFA chapter, which is in the Northeast District. So my SAE consists of vegetable production, and what I do with that is I plant seeds, I grow them up, and then I harvest them. All while doing that, I also water them and weed them in order to make sure that they stay healthy. And then once they reach the size and how the maturity so that they can be harvested, then I pick them and then I sell them at my produce stand that I set up just in the local Dollar General parking lot. My program started like kind of small. How I started my project was I grow my garden with my grandpa, and when I was developing my SAE and deciding what I wanted to do it over, I was thinking like, what is something that I really enjoy? And helping my grandpa in his garden is something that I've always loved doing. In the beginning, he would really help guide what I was doing and like the thought processes that I went through. But into the second and third summers of growing my vegetables, it was a lot of my own decisions and thinking about what has worked best in the past. How can I change from that to make it even better and more efficient? In the future, I'm going to go to Kansas State University to major in agriculture education.
Would the district star in agribusiness, her parents, and her advisor please join me on stage? Once again, we graciously thank those who helped in the selection process. We would also like to recognize and thank the Farm Credit Associations of Kansas for sponsoring. Kansas FFA, here is the star in agribusiness, her parents, and her advisor. The Northeast Star in Agribusiness is Carly Albright from the Royal Valley FFA chapter. Her parents are Scott and Bob Albright, and her advisor is Kim Clark. Please join me in celebrating the District Star in Agricultural Placement. Here to present the Star in Agribusiness Award are Matt Sire and Abby Lloyd from Farm Credit Associations of Kansas. FFA members, advisors, and guests, the 2022 State Star in Agribusiness is Carly Albright. Let's recognize Carly for her outstanding accomplishment and congratulate Carly's parents with their honorary state FFA degree. Please turn your attention to the screen as we introduce the 2022 Stars in Ag Placement.
My name is Ainsley Vietz. I'm from the Girard FFA chapter, and we are in the Southeast District. My SE is working on our family farm. My father and his brothers started the farm in 1972. We have 2,000 acres of corn, 2,000 acres of soybeans, a little bit of milo sometimes, and 150 head of cattle in a cow-calf operation. My responsibilities, I mostly work ground. I use the harrow a lot. I mow pastures in the summer, and then in the fall and winter, I bring hay to our cattle. Well, when I first started, I would just ride along with my parents. I brought food to the fields with my mom and went on parts runs. And then over the years, I've been entrusted with moving tractors and moving trucks around the fields, and then finally actually operating the tractors on my own. I really love getting to work with my family, so that's probably my favorite thing. But my favorite thing that I actually do is mowing pastures. It's just really calming and repetitive. Well, I'm kind of the IT guy, so I'm really proud of just knowing how to do our IT system and our EasySearch system, because my dad and I are really the only tech people. That's really fun to get to do. In the future, after I graduate high school, I want to come up here and attend K-State and then move back home and run the farm.
My name is Andrew Endicott. I'm from the Ashland FFA chapter in the Southwest District. My SAE revolves around beef placement. I do it through Shaw Feed Yard there in Ashland, Kansas. I've worked there for 4 years. For beef placement, we finish cattle out. My SAE revolves around is the feeding and the day-to-day operations, taking care of cattle, checking on sick cattle. We do quite a bit of farming too for our cattle. A lot of it's wheat ground that we'll graze and then later on cut for wheat after that. So a lot of my stuff, day-to-day operations, just working cattle, farming, checking sick cattle, riding pens, feeding. The feed yard that I work at, we're a 7,500 head operation. So whenever I first started at the feed yard, my main job kind of entitled as sweep the shop floor, clean the processing barn out, go around, wash tanks, and that was about all I did. And then farming season rolled around that first summer and started farming a little bit here and there, and now it's growing into where I work about every other weekend or every weekend in the feed truck, riding pens, going through cattle, working cattle. So it's really grown from being the low man on the totem pole high school kid to the, all right, Andrew can be here whenever he needs to be, and we can really depend on him.
My name is Brady Fowler, and I'm from Fairfield High School in the South Central District of Kansas FFA. So I like to say my SAE started when I was a wee little child, making weekend trips out to my grandparents' farm. And then later in life, we finally moved out to our own farm, and my passion for farming and being around the farm just kept on going up until high school when I joined FFA. So on the farm, I do about every basic task there is. I'm in the tractor a lot. I'm turning wrenches, doing whatever my dad needs me to do, and whatever needs done, I'm there doing it. And we raise a lot of wheat, a lot of soybeans, grain sorghum, corn, alfalfa. We also run a few head of cattle. When I started off in high school, I just consider myself a very basic hired hand. I didn't know all the little details about the farm and what exactly all went into the farm. But as I grew in high school, I learned a lot more of the little details that takes to make a successful operation. So my tasks grew and my roles grew as I got a little more educated about agriculture and the farm, and like the little agronomy details or the business financial details that go into the farm.
Hello, my name is Colby Hink, and I am from the Mission Valley FFA chapter in the East Central District. My SAE consisted of the agriculture, ag mech, and design, where I worked at the multiple jobs, Eskridge Lumber and PTMW. At Eskridge Lumber, I was a general laborer and helped customers. At PTMW, my title was an electrical helper. My responsibilities changed from in the beginning. I started with just having someone help me out at the lumberyard, helping me bundle up stuff. But at the end of my 3 years working there, I was doing pretty much anything that needed to be done by myself. And at PTMW, I went from just watching and helping to be able to do a whole house by myself. My most proud experience would have to be at PTMW when we built these houses and put all the electrical in them. But when I was finally able to do everything in a house without needing anybody else's help, being able to do the full thing by myself. My future plans are to join the electrical union in Topeka and become an electrician, join their apprenticeship program. That's a 5-year program to get my electrical license. Giving someone advice that would just be starting out in this area, I would tell them just to take the leap. It's scary at first because you probably don't know a whole lot about this because you're just starting out, but you'll learn as you go. It's an experience. The more experience you get, the better you'll get at it.
Hello, my name is Katina Bartle, and I'm from the Holton FFA chapter in Northeast Kansas. My SAE is working as a kennel technician and veterinary assistant at Banner Creek Animal Hospital in Holton, Kansas. I first started out in May of 2019 doing mainly kennel shifts by working with the dogs and the different animals, feeding and watering them. But then as my time advanced and I gained trust with my other coworkers and my supervisors, I got to do more of like the veterinary assistant work by answering phones, assisting with surgeries, and helping with different procedures. I really enjoy this SAE. I love working with people and I love working with animals, and I'm very passionate about veterinary medicine and agriculture. So the most important thing that I've learned throughout my SAE is how to work hard, how to show up for shifts on time, how to take responsibility, and just maintaining professionalism inside of a workplace when sometimes you become really good friends with some of your coworkers, but you need to stay professional. And working in a veterinary hospital is something that, you know, takes a lot of professionalism. It takes a lot of serious attitudes and everything, but I've learned how to speak professionally, speak with confidence at the vet clinic that I work at.
Hello, I'm Keegan Craig from Chapman FFA chapter, and I'm from the North Central District. Through my SAE, I've worked for 2 operations. First, I worked for R&R Cattle Company outside Abilene, Kansas. There, I did a lot of beginner jobs, like cleaning out grain bins, digging thistles, really simple tasks. Then I had the opportunity to move on and work for Heigl Farms. There, they run a cow-calf operation, grow grain crops like wheat, corn, beans, and milo, and also some forages with brome and prairie hay. There, I had a lot more responsibilities to take on. During the summer, I get to run the combine and do a lot of the swathing and baling. And then with the cattle, I give lots of vaccinations, tag calves, and take them to pasture. I think my favorite thing to do is definitely run the combine during harvest. The thing I'm most proud of is all the skills I have learned. I can run equipment, but I also know how to fix the equipment when I have malfunctions. I like to say I'm more than just a steering wheel holder. I'm an operator. All the stuff with cattle, I've been around it pretty much my whole life and know how to work with them and care for them the best. Next year, I plan to attend Fort Hays State University and major in agronomy. And then after that, hopefully start working for a crop consulting company.
My name is Kirsten Kiger. I'm from the Russell FFA chapter, which is in the Northwest District. My very first SAE that I had from my freshman year to sophomore year whenever I was a Missouri FFA member. And this SAE consisted of being a volunteer at the Brownsbury farm. I was pretty much a farmhand and I did various jobs for Mr. Brown. After moving to Russell, Kansas, I started my new SAE program, which was being an agriculture education intern through my school. I have done many jobs with my current FFA advisor, Chelsea Figge, including training teams and doing various jobs for her. My third SAE is being the manager of the social media advocacy page, Advocate Today. I share the stories of those involved in the agriculture industry and fight misconceptions that face our industry. Over all of my experiences, the biggest thing I learned was how diverse agriculture is. Before I entered the agriculture industry through FFA, I thought it was only about farming. And whenever I entered FFA, I realized that was not true at all. There are so many different aspects of agriculture, and my SA programs really show that. In the future, I plan on becoming a high school agriculture education teacher.
Would the district stars in ag placement please join me on stage? We would like to take this time to thank the members of the selection committee that took on the difficult task of choosing the state stars out of a strong field of candidates. We also sincerely thank Kansas Farm Bureau for sponsoring the State Star and Agricultural Placement Award. Kansas FFA, here are the stars in agricultural placement, their parents, and their advisors. The East Central Star in ag placement is Colby Hink from the Mission Valley FFA chapter. His parents are Adam and Wendy Hink, and his advisors are Kelly Hoting and Cade Fisk. The Southeast Star in ag placement is Ainsley Viets from the Girard FFA chapter. Her parents are Mark and Kim Viets, and her advisors are Brandon Calloway and Joe Curran. The South Central Star in ag placement is Brady Fowler from the Fairfield FFA chapter. His parents are Brent and Christian Fowler, and his advisor is Mary Beth Folk. The Southwest Star in Ag Placement is Andrew Edencott from the Ashland FFA chapter. His parents are Jason and Jan Edencott, and his advisors are Jim Culp and Cheyenne Ferradu. The North Central Star in Ag Placement is Keegan Craig from the Chapman FFA chapter. His parents are Rex and Lori Craig, and his advisors are Jacob Rutledge and James Weller. The Northwest Star in Ag Placement is Kristen Kiger from the Russell FFA chapter. Her guardian is Ember Meadows, and her advisor is Chelsea Figge. The Northeast Star in Ag Placement is Katina Bartle from the Holton FFA chapter. Her parents are Alex and Sherry Bartle, and her advisors are Alex Bartle and Jason Larison. Please join me in celebrating the District Stars in Agricultural Placement. Here to present the award is Rich Feltz, Kansas Farm Bureau President. FFA members, advisors, and guests, the 2022 State Star in Agricultural Placement is Katina Bartle from the Northeast District. Join me in congratulating Katina's parents with their honorary state FFA degree. Please turn your attention to the screen as we introduce the 2022 District Star Farmers.
Hello, my name's Aiden Yoho. I'm from the Yates Center FFA chapter in the Southeast District. So my SAEs consist of two different programs. I have a beef production and a forage production. In the beef production, I do a backgrounding operation. I buy 4-weight heifers, and I feed them up to 800 pounds, and I buy and sell them through local auctions or from individuals. And then in the forage production, I do a native prairie grass operation. Currently doing 60 acres of prairie hay. I mow, rake, bale it, and sell it to the customer. So some of the things that I've learned to do over the course of my SAEs has been reading the markets. You have to know when to buy them, when to sell them in the cattle market, and then you have to know what your hay's worth, because you don't want to undercut you or overprice it, and then you wouldn't be able to sell it. Also, another thing that I learned was how to communicate with others in like a business setting through social media, so you can use social media for other things, and that's how I've kind of done the hay marketing. So honestly, the two biggest helpers that I've had in my SAE has been my great-grandpa Corky and my grandpa Galen. They have showed me the ropes and how to do it. Without their guidance, I don't think I would have been able to be successful as I am.
My name is Grace Dillinger. I am from the Huguenon FFA, that is the Southwest District. My SAE is beef cattle production entrepreneurship. I started whenever I was 7 through 4-H, and I showed in 4-H bucket calves. I kind of kept back all my heifers and AI'd them, fast-tracked to 8th grade and freshman year whenever I started FFA, and that has kind of grown. I now have a commercial herd of 25 and full-blood Barzonas, and we have about 50 split in between 2 families. My responsibilities have changed whenever I was little. All I had to do was really bottle feed them and make sure that they had food and water. I started driving the trucks and hauling water to 3 different pastures to different herds of cattle, and then checking fence, building fence, taking down fence, and checking protein. And something that I've learned that I am proud of is how to pull a calf. We had to pull our first one a year ago, and that was definitely something that I was proud to learn because I've never known that before. Someone that's helped me a lot is my dad. We kind of partner in our cattle business. He pushes me really hard to make sure that I know what I'm doing. I've grown a lot because of him. I will be attending Oklahoma Panhandle State University, majoring in ag education with a minor in agribusiness or ag communications.
My name is Kaylee Wagner. I'm from the Smith Center FFA chapter in the Northwest District. I was raised on a farm, and this is where I found my love for livestock. I began with cattle, but soon realized that sheep is where my heart lies. So I quickly developed a large sheep herd of 80 head of ewes and 5 rams. I market my lamb crop to young 4-H and FFA members. I mentor these young producers, and I have helped many producers start their herd, as well as help them find their passion in agriculture. I teach them how to feed their animals as well as how to show the basics. And I have several reoccurring customers that I do farm visits with, and I help them develop their skills. I love to walk amongst my sheep, so I love to do that, as well as I love to creep feed my lambs and watch them just run around the pen. I'm proud of the quality that I've obtained. I started with pretty much the rejects, ewes and lambs that nobody wanted. And now I have $1,000 ewes and $1,000 rams that I'm very proud of. And I'm so proud of how far I've come and how much I've progressed. I'm unsure of my career path. However, I am strongly considering veterinary medicine and agriculture education.
Hi, my name is Corey Miller. I am from the Washington County FFA chapter in Washington, Kansas, North Central District. So my SAE kind of all started out with individual animals. My main SAE is like cattle and dogs, but I also had goats and pigs and bottle calves at one point. So my dogs kind of started out, I had 1 female, and I had 1 beef cow, 1 nurse cow, 1 nanny, and they all just kind of grew into something huge. Right now, my cattle and my dogs are just amazing right now, and I'm really trying to expand as I go. So for my cattle, I have 3 nurse cows, and they raise calves year-round. And then I have 6 beef cows, 3 of which are replacement heifers. They just continue raising calves every year. And I have 2 dogs, 2 Australian Shepherd dogs, a red merle male and a black tri female, and they are due for a litter in May 22nd. I am proud of from starting with 1 animal in each individual category and growing that into like 6, 3, and 2 for my dogs and my cows. It's just been really fun getting to watch them grow, and I sometimes like keep my heifers back or keep a puppy back, and it's just great watching them grow. My favorite experience is playing with the puppies that I have. So my litter coming up in May, I am super excited to play with them and watch them grow and meet all the new people that I get to sell to.
Hello, my name is Lauren Ost, and I'm from the Prairie View High School FFA chapter representing the East Central District. So my first SAE, I started as a freshman. I've bought and raised 7 steers and 11 heifers to exhibit all across the country. During the summer and fall, I feed, groom, and just take care of their hair coat every day. My largest SAE is raising stocker cattle at Finney County Feed Yards. Whenever they're market ready, I ship them to Tyson or National Beef. I raise about 60 to 64 head at Finney County Feed Yards. So my responsibilities have grown since I was a freshman until now. I can now give vaccinations. With my stocker project, I've learned when to buy and sell cattle. And with my show cattle project, I've learned the true meaning of hard work behind the scenes of getting the cattle show ready. My future plans is attending Kansas State University to major in ag business and communications. I'm hoping to take these experiences for my SAE projects and the skills I've gained to help me be successful in my future career.
Hi, my name is Macy Burns. I'm from the Atchison County FFA chapter in the Northeast Kansas District. So my SAE is sheep production. So I started off with 4 show lambs that I kept back from showing and decided that I wanted to start my own sheep herd so that I could show and raise home-raised lambs at the county fair and out at the Kansas State Fair. My freshman year, we started with 4 ewes, and we didn't have a ram at that time. At the end of this last year, we had 30 ewes and 1 ram. So we've grown quite a bit and had 28 lambs our last production year. I've gained a lot of knowledge from my parents and my other sheep breeders that have helped me along the way. I plan on going to K-State this fall and majoring in ag business. Also, once I graduate and have a stable job, I would love to keep in the sheep industry. I have a strong passion for them and want to be able to inform other people as well as raise those 4-H and FFA lambs for county fairs and fairs that other kids can start where I started and grow from that and just create an opportunity for more producers to come into the industry.
I'm Tanner Stuklik. I'm from Center, and I'm in the South Central District. My SAE got started through 4-H. I started showing calves, and then I'd show them, and then if it was a heifer, I'd keep it and raise them up, and then I'd put them in the herd, and then that's just kind of grown from there. And then I sell their offspring if it's a bull, heifers keep. So currently I have 3 cows and a breeding heifer. I run them with the family farm's main operation. We have 5,000 acres of land that we raise corn, alfalfa, beans, wheat, milo. I've gained a lot more knowledge in medications, making management decisions as far as like breeding soundness, when to breed them, when to hold them back if they're too light as a heifer coming in, evaluating for sickness and disease in cattle as well as crops. I've learned how to operate and maintain machinery, repair broken machinery and maintenance. My greatest influence in my SAE was probably my grandpa. He's been in the ag industry for pretty much his whole life, and he's taught me a lot of what I know now. One thing that I'm most proud of is all the knowledge that I've been able to gain. Not necessarily that's been told to me directly, but I've picked it up over time by helping other people out, or my grandpa's guided me along, or my FFA advisors. They've helped me grow a lot too. After high school, I plan to attend Hutch Community College for farm and ranch management, and then plan on coming back to the farm.
Will the District Star Farmers, their parents, and their advisors please join me on stage? We would like to extend a special thanks to United Bank and Trust for sponsoring the Star Farmer Award and for all those who helped in the selection process at the state level. Kansas FFA members and guests, I present to you our Star Farmers, their parents, and their advisors. The East Central Star Farmer is Lauren Ost from the Prairie View FFA chapter. Her parents are Brad and Janelle Ost, and her advisors are Melissa Burtz and Trenton Smedley. The Southeast Star Farmer is Aiden Yoho from the Yates Center FFA chapter. His parents are Quentin and Holly Yoho, and his advisor is Sheila Proper. The South Central Star Farmer is Tanner Stuchlik from the Center FFA chapter. His parents are Daniel and Melissa Stuchlik, and his advisors are Lauren Bina and John Miner. The Southwest Star Farmer is Grace Dillinger from the Hugoton FFA chapter. Her parents are Derek and Stacy Dillinger, and her advisor is Les McNally. The North Central Star Farmer is Corey Miller from the Washington County FFA chapter. Her parents are Sean and Kim Miller, and her advisor is John Kern. The Northwest Star Farmer is Kaylee Wagner from the Smith Center FFA chapter. Her parents are Wade and Monica Wagner, and her advisor is Monica Wagner. The Northeast Star Farmer is Macy Burns from the Atchison County FFA chapter. Her parents are Chris and Karen Burns, and her advisor is Kayla Bodenhausen. Please join me in celebrating the district's Star Farmers. Here to help us present the award to the State Star Farmer is Mr. Jared Haddisel of United Bank and Trust. Kansas FFA members, advisors, and guests, your 2022 State Star Farmer is Aiden Yoho from the Yates Center FFA chapter. Let's give a round of applause to Aiden and each of his supporters as we confer upon their parents the honorary state FFA degree. The bass line is a strong foundation in a song that is used to make waves in the industry. The people who create these unique beats are the type of individuals who challenge the normal way of making music. By doing so, they leave a remarkable impact on everyone, especially on the future generation. Our stars' work has challenged the norms and will inspire members to become stars in their own work. Ladies and gentlemen, on stage for the first time together, your 2022 Stars Over Kansas, Carly Albright, Katina Bartle, and Aiden Yoho. We wish you the best of luck with all that your future holds. We would also like to extend our thanks one more time to the Farm Credit Associations of Kansas for supporting the Star Pageant and Luncheon. In the music industry, success often depends on small factors, ones that aren't often seen or easily heard. Background singers play a role that is almost as important as a lead singer. While they aren't super noticeable at first, the moment you take them out of the song, you can hear the gaps in the music. Background singers work to support the more visible lead singers. Just like our background singers, the Kansas FFA alumni and supporters give countless hours of their time as they support our membership with CDEs and activities. They also give generously as they support us financially through scholarships and programs. The Kansas FFA alumni and supporters work behind the scenes to support agricultural education. Without them, we wouldn't be able to make our summer bop a hit for the ages. We have thousands of Kansas FFA alumni and supporters to thank for all of the efforts made towards continually improving our organization. It is my honor to introduce to you two of the greatest supporters of the Kansas FFA Association. Here to recognize Mr. Matt Baxter and to present the retiring officer plaques, the Kansas FFA Alumni President, Tim Zinger, and Executive Director, Jackie Chandler.
Kansas FFA members, advisors, parents, and guests, one time. Marco. Awesome. Thank you. The last several years, of course, we haven't had a convention now for 3 years, and it's great to see everybody back. But Kansas FFA alumni and supporters started doing dodgeball on Thursday night of FFA convention. We had an awesome turnout this year. 44 teams entered. I think 35 showed up. The winning team was Girard. Second place was Ingalls. Third place was Chapman. We also did a best dress contest, and oh boy, this turned out to be the best costume night we've ever had. We asked the staff at the rec center to be the judges so that we didn't get blamed. They had a little hard time, but they picked those manly women from Tonganoxie as the winners. The Chapman 1 team of farm animals came in second, and the construction workers from Girard were third. On my own personal opinion, I'm going to give a shout out and an honorable mention to the dad bods from Tonganoxie too. They were pretty awesome. Each year, Kansas FFA alumni and supporters are proud to present to the retiring officers plaques in honor of their service over the year. We know how much time and dedication it takes, not only from the officers, but their parents, friends, anybody that they have to deal with. This year, your 2021-2022 Sentinel, Josie Schmidt. Your 2021-2022 reporter, Lydia Watanabe. Your 21-22 treasurer, Jocelyn Dvorak. Eric Peterson, your 21-22 state secretary. Your 2021-2022 Vice President, Rachel Sebesta. And last but certainly not least, saving the best for last maybe, your 2021-2022 President, Ashley Chandler. At this time, we are honored as FFA alumni supporters to do something that's not on the program. The last time we had an in-person state convention, I believe you guys that just graduated as seniors had just finished your green hand freshman year. Some things have changed in case you hadn't noticed. Mr. Dillon is no longer the state advisor. We're lucky to have Mr. Shoulders step in and doing an awesome job. But along the way, Mr. Matt Baxter, who has been the state alumni president and then executive director, I think we were visiting a little bit ago, he's been on the board for 12 years, has decided to step down and spend more time with his growing family. That's why we were lucky enough to have Jackie Chandler as our new executive director. So at this time, it is our honor, Jesse Smith and my honor, to present Mr. Baxter a plaque in recognition of his years of service. Thank you, and God bless.
Congratulations, Mr. Baxter, and thank you for your continued support of the Kansas FFA. You have certainly made an impact on our association, and we hope to continue our friendship with you for many years to come. On behalf of the 2021-2022 Kansas FFA officer team, we would like to thank each of you for dedicating your time to the Kansas FFA. It is because of alumni members such as yourselves that my team and I have paid our lifetime dues, been accepted into the Kansas FFA alumni and supporters. The individuals who help the association financially and by generously giving their time can never be thanked enough. From the bottom of our hearts at Kansas FFA, we thank you for all of your hard work. It has been an honor to share this final session of the 94th Kansas FFA Convention with you. Thank you for being assistant producers in celebrating the accomplishments of our outstanding members during the creation of our Summer Bop. There's also another set of musicians, videographers, and set designers who work behind the scenes during this entire week to conduct an excellent state convention. To the countless volunteers, McCain Auditorium staff, KSU faculty and community members, and everyone who works behind the curtain, thank you for your wholehearted service. Join me in showing our gratitude for all Kansas FFA Convention volunteers. In a few short moments, we will find out who will form together as our lead singers to top off our Summer Bop and serve the Kansas FFA Association this year as your 2022-2023 Kansas FFA officers. I now call upon Miss Ashley Chandler to assume the duties of the chair.
Thank you, Rachel. At this time, I would like to congratulate and thank all of the candidates who trained and developed their skills through this process. It was rewarding to have such a strong group of candidates, which made the selection process difficult at times. I would also like to thank the nominating committee who devoted many hours of their time to developing a slate from a strong field of candidates, as well as the delegates who dedicated time to getting to know the candidates. Kansas FFA members, advisors, and guests, we are about to discover the individuals who will devote their year to serving our organization. I now welcome Elizabeth Sturgis to the podium, this year's nominating committee chair, to announce your 2022-2023 Kansas State Officer Team.
Good evening, Kansas FFA members, advisors, and guests. It has been my honor to serve as chair of the 2022 Kansas FFA State Officer Nominating Committee. Over the last 3 months, a talented group of FFA members from across the state have been preparing to serve you, the Kansas FFA, as state officers. They have spent countless hours practicing interviews, developing their facilitation skills, and learning all they can about agriculture, agricultural education, and FFA. They came to Manhattan on Tuesday morning of this week, ready to show our delegates and nominating committee everything they had to offer. And now, they are patiently waiting to hear the results. Regardless if they hear their name called today, they will all continue to influence Kansas FFA and the agriculture industry we represent. Before announcing the slate, I want to thank delegates for their hard work and input during the selection process. Their input was critical to the nominating committee in making our decision. I also want to thank the other 11 individuals who dedicated their time and energy to serve as members of the nominating committee with me, as well as the Kansas Department of Agriculture, Kansas State University, and the many volunteers working behind the scenes. Please join me in showing our appreciation for their hard work and dedication. And now, for the announcement of the 2022-2023 Kansas FFA State Officer Team. Your new Kansas FFA State Sentinel, Mackenzie Anderson. Your new Kansas FFA State Reporter is Callie Newdigger. Your new Kansas FFA State Treasurer is Emma Kepley. Your Kansas FFA State Secretary is Aiden Yoho. Your Kansas FFA State Vice President is Kirsten Kiger. And your new Kansas FFA State President is Carly Albright. Is there a motion to accept the nominating committee report? The chair recognizes the delegate from the Hayes FFA chapter. Being that this is a committee report, there is an implied second. Are there any objections? Seeing none, the report is approved. In just a moment, we will be installing these dedicated individuals who have shown that they are ready to embrace their call to serve the Kansas FFA Association in the coming year. For the past 94 years, Kansas FFA members have devoted 1 year to serving this organization with service, passion, and leadership and dedication to the FFA. Every year, a group of individuals is given the opportunity to support the continued transformation of Kansas FFA. Please turn your attention to the screens as we recognize the 94 teams who have devoted their time to serve Kansas FFA and its members as leaders of the Kansas FFA Association.
this association, and you have inspired me. And I am so happy that I get to be a part of the Plow family with you. And there is only one word I can use to describe you, and that is inspiring. And your courage and your pride is so impactful to me and the Kansas FFA. You have shown me that the opportunities in this organization are limitless. Thank you.
Aiden, as Secretary-elect, you have been chosen to keep accurate minutes of our meetings and to carry on the association correspondence. You should provide the associations with the order of business and committee assignments for each meeting. You will also have a list of members, a record of degrees awarded, and have custody of the Constitution and bylaws. Congratulations.
Eric, thank you for your service to the Kansas FFA over the last year. You have been an inspiration to me and many other individuals within our association. Your hard work and leadership is something that does not go unnoticed. And from guy to guy, you are an inspiration for all of us young men within the FFA.
Emma, as treasurer-elect, you have been placed in a position of trust. Your duties require you to keep accurate records of receipts and disbursements and provide regular financial reports. It is also your responsibility to assist in developing the association budget and keep maintaining sound financial practices.
Jocelyn, you've been there for me when I've been crying in gas station bathrooms, and I am so excited to be able to wear the belt buckle that you love so much. Thank you.
Callie, as reporter-elect, your duty is to inform the public about the FFA. You should keep a record of photographs and articles published concerning the FFA and be responsible for compiling our FFA history.
Lydia, I knew the minute we were on that district officer team 2 years ago, you were going to impact me more than ever. Your light shines so bright, and I cannot thank you enough for just being a friend when I needed it the most.
Mackenzie, as Sentinel-elect, your duties include welcoming our friends, caring for the meeting rooms and FFA equipment, and providing for the comfort of our guests and members. It is also your duty to assist in conducting meetings and ceremonies.
Josie, I was on the delegate committee that helped elect you in, and I've seen you grow so much throughout this year. So I hope that I'm able to fill those shoes and bring the party to any room we go into. And thank you so much for your service to the Kansas FFA organization.
It is an honor to be an officer in the FFA. From time to time during the year, you may encounter difficult problems, but through cooperation, hard work, and dedication, you will succeed, and the FFA will prosper. Do each of you accept the responsibilities of the office to which you were elected, and will you do your best to uphold the ideals and principles of the FFA? If so, answer, we do. I now declare each of you properly and duly installed into the respective offices to which you were elected. May your year of service be marked by integrity, dedication, and a cooperative spirit. Seek harmony among your fellow officers and set high standards of leadership for all association members. Congratulations. As As the 94th Kansas FFA Convention winds to a close, it is with great pride and honor that I congratulate each of you on your commitment to step out of your comfort zones and dedicate just 1 year to serve completely to this organization. It is because of your devotion and hard work that our organization will continue to make a difference in the lives of members. Please turn your attention to the screen behind me as we view a video highlighting the 94th Kansas FFA Convention and a special congratulations from our state officer team. your 2022-2023 Kansas FFA Officer Team. On behalf of my teammates, I would like to present you with the Kansas FFA Big Boy Gavel for you to close the 94th Kansas FFA Convention. As a final duty, it is with tremendous pleasure that I introduce your 2022-2023 Kansas FFA President, Carly Albright, to present remarks and close the 94th Kansas FFA Convention.
Mr. Secretary, do you have a record of any further business which should now be transacted?
Yes, I do, Madam President. Immediately following the closing of this session, both the newly elected and retiring officers will be in the lobby area to receive your congratulations. Just a reminder to all invited guests, the Blue and Gold celebration will begin in 20 minutes after this session in the K-State Bernie Family Welcome Center. Invited guests include newly elected state officers, past state officers, state stars, Triple Crown Award winners, foundation sponsors, foundation board, and special guests. Finally, my fellow officers and I look forward to seeing all of you in Dodge City on July 5th and 6th, Salina on July 7th and 8th, and Topeka on July 11th and 12th for an exciting chapter leadership training.
Thank you. Does any member know of any new or unfinished business which should properly come before this convention? We are about to adjourn this closing session of the 94th Kansas FFA Convention. As we mingle with others, let us be diligent in labor, just in our dealings, courteous to everyone, and above all, honest and fair in the game of life. Fellow members and guests, join me in a salute to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I now declare the final session of the 94th Kansas FFA Convention adjourned.